Good day, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk, the Todd Worsham Show. And I'm late this week. I have to apologize. Um, got some crazy things going on in my life right now. My job that I've been at for a long while is closing. And we're pushing straight through, so we're working crazy hours to get the last two aircraft out of the hangar before our doors close. We got two planes in there and all tore up. They're opened up for inspections and repairs. So we're in the process of closing them up. I've got 2 more weeks left for employment, and we'll go from there. I guess I'm going to start a new journey. Even at 61, you never know what life's going to throw you. So I apologize. I'm really late. I actually had heat stroke and dehydration because our hangar is not air conditioned or heated, and it stays about 104 to 109 in the hangar all day. And even though I was drinking 110 ounces of water a day and taking at least 2 electrolyte packets a day, I still went down. Got the blurry vision. My vision started going black, and then right then I knew I'm done. So I had to go down, and it's been tough, but I got through it. I'm not a young buck anymore. I just can't handle the heat like that, like I used to. But it is what it is. So anyway, I apologize. I will make sure I don't do that again. I'll do my best. Consistency is the key to success. So, anyway, so I haven't even thought of a title for today's thing because I'm so far behind. I got so many other things thinking about right now. But so I'm kind of going to be like last week, I think, and kind of touch on some things in the political world. So let's see, what would be a good title for the thing? Oh, I know, gaslighting. And then like last week, I'm probably going to go to some spiritual stuff because I had a really good sound bath today. I had a really good experience, and I would like. This is my second one, so I would really like to share that with you all, and just kind of key in a little bit on how important your spiritual and your mental and physical health is to keep it all in check all at one time. And I'm learning a lot of things. So anyway, we'll talk about that there. But anyway, so let's get into the gaslighting. Oh my God. Has anybody been on X? Oh, fuck. So Kamala has been sued, or the DNC or whoever. I don't know. Maybe it's Kamala. I don't know. Whoever. I'm not going to get into that small thing and more generalities. But they've been posting pictures on X of tens and tens and tens of thousands of people at these Kamala rallies. And one of them, I don't know if it was at the Phoenix airport, because I put it out there because my hangar, when the doors are open, which they almost always are during business hours, I can see all the way across the airport from my desk. And like when Trump comes in, or anybody else comes in on Air Force One or Air Force Two, they normally land on the north side of the airport, but it's not always true because Trump used to come in sometimes on the south side because that's how I've seen him and met his Secret Service a couple times, and even got a Secret Service pen, the little pen that goes on your shirt, hat, whatever you want to put it. But so I go on X and I'm like, well, okay, so where were all these people at? Because there's nowhere in Phoenix where you could put that many people. I know I worked there. I've worked there for a while. And like I said, they usually land right. Well, when they're campaigning, they usually land right in front of our hangar. In fact, actually, Kamala and Biden actually used our hangar for a campaign. They kicked us out of our. Boy, I'll never forget this. They kicked us out of our hangar, and then their little Bull Dyke Secret Service operator showed me her pistol. It's like, oh my God, yeah, I got stories about all that. But anyway, and then when Trump came in, he parked right out in front. I mean, like when I mean out in front of my hangar, I mean like 20 feet right outside my hangar. And of course, you can't go out there because the Secret Service is there, and you just shouldn't anyways. So of course, we didn't. But once Trump left, there's a portion of the Secret Service detail that stays there with vehicles. I want to say there was probably like I think there was like four Escalades. Four. I don't think there was any Fords there. There was like four vehicles there, black SUVs. And I walk outside the hangar, and my boss is yelling at me, Todd, don't go out there. But you know me, I'm gonna do it. So of course I walked out there and I started talking to one of the Secret Service guys, and I was just joking around. I said, man, I'd really like to see your arsenal. Can you show me your guns? And the next thing I know, he's pushing the little button, and the back of the SUV opens up, and oh yeah. And then he started kind of showing me around the vehicle and stuff. I mean, nothing top secret or anything like that, because obviously I wasn't looking at Trump's car. I was looking at part of the convoy, the people that go with him. So, but he was talking to me, and we had really good conversation. We talked for, I don't know, probably 45 minutes or so. I know I should have been working. But yeah, it was really cool. And then the next day, Trump came back. Because I can't remember, but I think that rally was out in Florence, which is probably like probably about a 2-hour drive from Phoenix. I don't know why they even flew into Phoenix. I don't know why they didn't fly into Mesa. But anyway, whatever. So next day, they come back, and I see the guy, and the guy actually remembered my name. And I walk over there, and he says, "Hey, man, hold your hand out." So I hold my hand out, and he put a Secret Service pin in there, brand new in the package. It was pretty cool. So just a little story. I just think it's cool. And it doesn't matter if it was Democrat or Republican. I don't really care about all that. But it was a really cool feeling. It was really neat. But then, Kamala came in. Oh my God. The Secret Service detail that she had was horrible. They were extremely rude. They were paranoid. They were cocky. They were condescending. It was bad. I mean, because they came in, they thought they were just gonna like get off the plane and walk like through the first like 20, 30 feet of our hangar, and then go to the left. And they were going to do the interview inside our hangar. We have this. I don't know if it's a 747. I think it's a 747. They have a 747 inlet off a motor, and it's hung on the wall. And then what they did is they cut the wall out, and they put a big piece of glass in there so you can see from the hangar into, at the time was Swift Aviation. It's now Jackson Jet, but at the time it's Swift. So that way you could see into the pilot's room. You could see into the pilot's lobby from our hangar. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty neat little thing there. But anyway, so they were going to interview right there, and then I don't know what happened. I figured, well, Trump's guys were really cool, so I thought I'd go over there and bullshit with Kamala's Secret Service. Oh no, oh no. That bitch pulled her jacket back and showed me her Glock and told me to get the fuck back. And I was just like, whoa. And then, of course, my boss grabbed me. And then the next thing you know, we had to evacuate the whole fucking hangar. I don't know why. Maybe it was the American flag hanging on the wall that we have. I don't know. But we have an Arizona. We have an American flag and an Arizona flag hanging up on mezzanine. And, of course, they're in order. The U.S. flag and the Arizona flag, they're in order. And, yeah, it was a completely different experience. And it really kind of opened my eyes up, because I can remember back in my old days, my young days, when I was doing things that I really shouldn't be doing, and I did fib a lot. Say it, I lied. I hid things. I wasn't upfront. I wasn't transparent. I did all those things that the Democrat Party is doing right now. I did those things. So when I see what's happening right now, when I hear things, and when I see people hiding things and not being transparent and truthful, I don't have to think about what's happening because I know I used to be one of those people. Ask my family. That was me. I mean, I was just like that when I was teenage. Well, up into my 20s. It took me a while to grow up. In fact, I don't think I'm 61, and I can guarantee you I'm still not grown up. I don't know. Yeah. But at any rate, so what I was going to kind of say was it just blows me away how someone can blatantly gaslight us when we know what AI, sorry. It's artificial intelligence. Wait, what was Kamala's definition? It's a mechanical. She's totally wrong. AI is not mechanical. It's a program. It's software. I mean, you want to talk about somebody who every time that opens their mouth and speaks will prove to you how ignorant they are. It's her. I probably have never met any. Well, that's not true. I know of one person, at least. Well, one person I know for sure off the top of my head. But besides him, she is the biggest person I've ever seen. That everything that comes out of her mouth is a complete nonsense. It's. I'm not going to say lies because the power. I mean, she says so many stupid things I can't even remember them all, but they make for good laughter. But I mean, it should scare you. The person that can't even put together a sentence and can't describe to you how she's going to run our country and what she's going to do, that should scare you. No matter what you think about Trump, I get it. I get it. But at least he tells you what he's going to do. And then not only that, he was in office for 4 years. And pretty much everything he said he was going to do, he did. And I know I've already said this in a couple of my other programs. So you can say he lied about the wall. Okay. I'll meet you halfway on that. Because like I said the last couple times, although Mexico did not physically pay for the wall, they paid for 29,000 soldiers to be at the border. That is a cost. And that cost was paid for by Mexico. Not by us, by Mexico. So I don't know how much it costs to finance 29,000 soldiers a year, but I'm assuming it didn't cost the government. I'm sure the government paid a pretty penny for that. So in my eyes, yes, he didn't get what he was looking for, and I get it because, and the other thing too is just because you're president doesn't mean you can do everything. Like Kalama right now, she's talking about doing an executive order to nail out the Second Amendment. Well, you can't do that. Second Amendments are not. I mean, brain farting. Executive orders are not laws. People need to look this stuff up because I don't know. Understand this, but everybody thinks, oh, executive order, it's a law. It's this. No, it's not. It has to go through the Congress and Senate to be a law. Period. Here's another thing. You cannot make an amendment to the Constitution without 35 states. So all you right-wing people and all you fear-mongers that are talking about the Second Amendment going away, shut the fuck up. Because it isn't going to happen. And quit fear-mongering. I hate this shit on both sides. Let's focus on the real issues here. Poverty, home prices, cost of living. Today kids can't have. When I was younger, you could, at the age of probably 21 or 23, you could go get a job, go get married, and have a baby and have a house. Not in California where I came from, but you could in probably 90% of the country. And you could do that off of one income. You could. I actually could have. Well, no, I did. I had two kids, and I lived in Cerritos, and I was the only person working. So you can't do that now. The average age of my work right now, I believe, is 22. I think it's 22 or 24. I think it's 22 actually. And everybody's telling me, all the guys are telling me that they don't know if they're ever going to be able to have kids. And that's fucked up. I mean, my generation, we didn't think about whether or not we were going to have them. Or, we did, but I mean, it's whether or not you wanted them, not whether or not you couldn't afford them. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it was rough for me. I mean, things weren't easy. They were tough. But we still made it through one income. And things worked out fine, But today you can't do that. So all I'm asking you, everybody out there, is quit thinking about Democrat and Republican. Quit thinking about Trump and Kamala. Focus in on the policies. Do you want your children indoctrinated in grade schools? Do you want schools to keep information away from you that your children tell the school? Do you not want freedom of choice of where your kids can get educated at? Okay. Now, the abortion thing I'm not even going to touch because I don't really give a fuck. If y'all want to go murder your kids, I guess just do it. I mean, I'm not for it. I have no. I don't know. I don't. I'm on the Trump side on this. I only believe in abortions and exceptions, and then I have no problem with it. I don't believe in birth control, abortion as a birth control, because it doesn't work. I mean, it's just like the crime. I mean, so the Summer of Love, Antifa, BLM burned down several cities in the United States. They take over frickin', was it Portland? They take over the whole city, burn down state buildings and federal buildings. Not a single person goes, well, not, I take it back. All the people who did go to jail were bailed out by Kamala Harris. She put a thing up to raise money to bail out everybody who vandalized your country, who tore down your buildings. They tore down your communities. And a lot of these places, these communities don't have the money to recoup. It's like Louisiana. God, I can't remember the name of the hurricane, but the hurricane that went down there and just completely destroyed New Orleans. Well, I did a contract in Charles, Lake Charles, which is it's a ways from New Orleans, but the whole coast there got it. And even in Lake Charles, it looked like a battle zone. I mean, the houses were just cut off the stilts. And all you went down to the beach, all you saw were these stilts where all these houses used to be. And then I did happen to go to New Orleans, and I remember I was on the highway, and the highway goes like right around through the city. And I'm telling you, it looked like the Gaza Strip. It was completely fucking destroyed. And what's crazy is that was years before that I went in there. And as far as I know, to this day, none of those neighborhoods have been rebuilt. None. Don't get it. So I don't want to do any more politics after this. All I'm asking is that you do some research, and this isn't it's not about your feelings anymore. Okay? The country's in dire straits. It needs to get put back together. We need to get back to the Constitution. We need to downsize this government monster. We need to reel in the military complex. Remember, the government works for us. That's not the way it is right now. Everybody's afraid of the government. Why? Without us, there is no government. I mean, I don't understand what they're doing right now, and it just blows me away. But they are gaslighting us hardcore, especially the left wing, and the right wing does it too. So don't I don't want to hear this shit. You're some right wing freak, MAGA freak man or whatever. I'm not. We have two choices: Kamala, whose record is proven that everything she does leaves a wake of complete destruction. Everything. San Francisco goes from the number one city in the United States of America to now, I don't know where it's at, but it's down on the ladder. It's probably in the garbage can. I think it was 60% of all the businesses downtown have pulled out. LA's getting ready to do the same thing. I mean, have you seen the list of all the major corporations that are pulling out of California? Exxon, SpaceX, Tesla, I think Morgan Chase. Oh, there's so many I can't. I read them this morning. I can't remember, but there's all of these other chains that I never heard of. Oh, Blaze Pizza, which is like one of my favorite pizzas, which I didn't know was based out of California, but I'm glad they're leaving. But anyway, but it's really weird because I think the list had, I want to say it had 12 or 15 companies on it. And out of all those companies, I would say 98% were all going to Texas. Me personally, I don't care for Texas. It's not that I don't care for the people or whatever. I got to have my mountains. I got to have my fishing, and I don't like lake fishing. I grew up on the streams and the creeks, I'm biased. I'm partial to that, and I just love the mountains here in Arizona. They're just like California. They're just beautiful here. So, but anyway, so see through the gaslighting. Take everything you hear and see with a grain of salt, especially everything you see right now, because the AI is out of control. And y'all can call Trump a liar, but I hear that all the time. I have friends that tell me that, and I say, okay, tell me. Well, he's a rapist. What do you mean he's a rapist? Well, he got her convicted for rape. He did? When? Where? That never happened. So quit spreading false bullshit and tell the facts. He never got arrested for rape. That's crap. And then that lady who accused him, are you fucking kidding me? She didn't even know when it was, where it was. Well, then all of a sudden she got, after her amnesia kind of went away, then she remembered it was in a dressing room in some store, and then she's fucking laughing about it. Are you effing kidding me? Tell me, women out there, if you got raped, would you fucking be laughing about it? Now, I got robbed at gunpoint in my apartment and got robbed. I couldn't go back into that apartment ever again. Never. I had a 9mm at my head. They tied me up and stole everything out of my apartment. I never went back in that apartment again, ever, never. The apartment complex tried to sue me. So I went to court and I won. Because they told me I owed them all this kind of money. I was like, no, I'm not going back in there. No. So this lady's trying to tell us that she got raped in a changing room. And then, oh yeah, you should have been there. It was so fun. Oh, and I love to shop there. I shop there all the time. And I'm not a female, but in a sense, I was raped emotionally And I was traumatized physically and mentally and emotionally. I was traumatized. It took me. Actually, I'm still not over it. Anytime the door rings, that's what happened to me. Somebody knocked on the door. I opened the door, and bam, two guys busted through the door with guns, and it was all over with. That's when it all started. Then they started fighting over how they're going to kill me. I'm not making this shit up. This happened to me. So, and I don't understand how this woman could sit there on national TV in an interview and joke and laugh how I got raped by Donald Trump in a department store in a changing room like it's a fucking joke. That's gaslighting. I mean, come on, people. Use your common sense. Have none of you ever been traumatized by something? I don't know, man, someone broke your heart, someone stole your car, your truck, your house was robbed. I mean, there's nothing worse than getting your house robbed. I mean, you want to talk about, I mean, I'm not going to compare my stuff to being for a woman being raped. So don't even go there with me. But I think I kind of understand how it feels because I had everything taken from me physically, emotionally, and mentally. So I get it. And I don't understand how this is a joke. And then, and then the other thing is, Trump comes out with no taxes on tips, which is great. Okay, it's awesome, right? So Kamala's out campaigning, and then by the end of the first week, now she's on X. She's all over X telling everybody no taxes on tips. Well, now wait a minute. Shouldn't you come up with your own policies? Shouldn't you make up your own things? I have never seen anything like this before where one candidate steals or piggybacks on the other candidate. Never seen it. I mean, like Barack and was it Romney and piece of crap McCain. It's like, okay, let's go to that election. I mean, I couldn't stand McCain. I couldn't. But I had to vote for him because I knew Obama was bad. I did research on Obama. I did a lot of research on Obama. And I knew for a fact that he was no way good for this world at all. But he was successful, and he did exactly what he wanted to do. He broke down all the borders in the Western world and put refugees all over Western Europe. He just fucked Europe. Tried to destroy Egypt, fucked up Syria. People wake the fuck up. Wake up, people. You got to look at people's actions. What do they do? Anybody can spit words out. Show me. Show me what you're going to do. Show me what you've done. Prove to me by your past actions why I should trust you to be in charge of our country. Kamala can't do that. Her success rate is 0. Okay, success rate. Let's talk about the border. I remember when Joe Biden on national TV told everybody in the world that Kamala Harris was the border czar. Then the next thing you know, a couple years later, she's laughing. When are you going to go to the border, Kamala? Well, I've never been to Europe either. I mean, these are the people who are leading our country. These people are taking us, they're destroying us. Again, I'll quote George Washington. A two-party system will divide and destroy the United States of America. Those were his words. Our first president, he knew it. That's one of the reasons why we have the Constitution, I think, too, is to keep from that. But but greed has overpowered common sense. Everybody's so hungry for money because everything's so expensive. So everybody's work. Shouldn't be like that. You should have one person working in the family, one person raising the kids. You should be minimal stress. You should never worry about your safety, ever. And now we just, it's common. Well, I walk down the street, better grab your gun. Why? Well, you might get robbed, or you might get, carjacked or something. Well, you know what? Our country didn't used to be like that. Never. So I don't know what's going on, but anyway, that show went by fast, and I apologize for all the curse words. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about this. We need to get our country back under control, and we need to take it out of the hands of the politicians, and we need to put the country back into the hands of the people. Please, people, do this. Do your research. Research the judges. Research the DAs. Make sure that they have conservative Christian values. Even though I am not religious on any level. You know me. I don't like religion. I think religion to me is no different than the Democratic Republican Party. It's just another form of division. So I don't like it. But anyway, I did say this was going to be a 2-part show, so I guess I lied again. So I'm going to do the next episode on my sound bath. So this one's just going to be called the gaslighting. All right, everybody. Again, I am sorry that I'm late. I'm like 4 days late. I'm sorry. Life hit me. Anyway, stay tuned next Thursday, and hope everybody has a good week, and stay strong. Keep your head up, and please pray. Pray for our country. Don't pray for the people. I mean, we can pray for the people of our country, but pray for our country, because prayer can change things. Okay? It can. Even though I'm not, like religious, I am very spiritual, and the words that you say matter. Every word you say has a frequency. Those frequencies change things. And the more people that get together with the same frequency can change things. I think it's even in the Bible. It talks about moving mountains and stuff like that with the sound of prayer. So it is true. So everybody stay together, pray together, and let's get our country back, and let's get back to wholesome living and living without fear and being productive and having a healthy, strong, long life. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching my show, and I will see you next Thursday.